welcome to the Rise and Commit Challenge. I'm so super excited that you are joining me for this challenge. Why do I say rise? Rise has this idea that you are going to get above what's going on in your life and be able to see the behaviors, the thoughts, and the things that get you stuck. So that's what I want us to do, is to rise above our circumstances and to commit to what it is that we say that we want to do. I know for sure that is the reason why you have joined this challenge. But there's two principles that I really hope that you can begin to implement. And the first principle is this: life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you respond to it. That's basically it. 90% of how you respond to it. The second principle is, I want you to understand that your history, your circumstances, your setbacks, your failures, all of those things are opportunities to learn and grow. Those two things, along with my deep faith in God, my faith that I can be able to see things in my mind regardless of what's going on around me. I can see in my mind that God is going to pull me through. And the second thing is I know I can train my brain to be able to do what it is that I want to do. And as a result of that, my flesh, my body will follow what it is that I am training my brain to do. Now, some of you out there do not have a faith. Okay, that's all right. What I do know is that you can train your brain to be able to learn the techniques that I am about to give to you. And I am speaking from experience here. I am not sitting here acting like I've read like 15 or 20 books. I have lived it. I grew up in my first 17 years of life with a very abusive father. And I wrote all about it in my book, Inspiration in My Shoes. And it has helped me. The principle I'm going to give you helped me pass the bar exam when I flunked it the first time. It's helped me go on to become a corporate lawyer. It's helping me in my marriage of 20 years and to be the mom and the friend and the loving, kind person that I know that God has allowed me to be. So the first thing is we have to start simple. Here's our challenge. Name it, write it, tell it. Yeah, it's simple, right? Name it. What's the one thing, not 10 things, not 15 things, the one thing that you want to achieve? What's my one thing? I want to be able to straddle my legs out. I'm a yoga person. So I want to be able to straddle my legs out, and I want to be able to put my chest to the ground. You know how I know I'm going to do that? Because I'm very specific. I'm very visual in my mind. I believe it in my mind. I've taken a picture of myself doing that. And I actually am doing this every single day. I'm taking small steps every single day. You know what? With you name it, you got to like ride in it, put it on, drive it, whatever you have to do, take a picture of it, name it. The second thing I want you to do is to write it out. There's a professor, his name is David Cole, and he says that 80% of Americans say they don't have goals, and they definitely don't write it. They just think it. They don't ink it. 80%. That's huge. And the science behind writing out your goals makes 100% sense, and the brain will respond to that. 60% of Americans do have goals and they don't write it out. And only 1% actually look at their goals on a daily basis and hit them. Who's going to be that 1%? You. Well, I know you will over the next 6 days. The second is write it. The third is tell it. You know, some people have this philosophy, well, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to jinx myself just in case I may not hit that. That is a false mentality. You have to share your goals. Tell it. There's a reason why marriage ceremonies are public. It's a public display of the promise, the vow, the covenant that you're making. Make that covenant with yourself. Tell it. So here we go. Name it, write it, tell it. Hashtag rise and commit. You can put it as a picture on Instagram and then tag me at Diana.Patton. Let's go. I believe you can do it. You must believe that you can do it. I will see you again tomorrow.